Oliver. It's okay if he doesn't want to do it, you do it.
Don't be shy. Jeez. Okay, you go.
I'm Tom Sawyer, and this is my buddy Huck Finn, and we thick as thieves. So one time, me and so once I got in trouble with my Aunt Molly, and so I had to whitewash the whole entire fence. So I gathered all my friends and told them that it's fun for me, and I got them to do the whole thing without doing any of the work.
That's how you do it. So this Tom Sawyer is me when I was a child. We used to go around stealing pigs from farmers. We used to skinny dip naked in the fields, in the water. And we were very good thieves. We went from town to town, never got caught. And I'd like to tell you a little about myself. I was born in Florida, Illinois. And then I moved to, what's that place that we went to today? Hannibal. And I grew up there for the longest time. When I was about 12 years old, my daddy died. Left us all alone. We were but poor. We had nothing. We had a shack out back and no showers. We were very poor. When he died, I went to work for a printing press, trying to get a job. Worked there for a while. And my brother, he was older than me. He was like a senator. So he was called out and did a lot of work, and he taught me the ropes about my printing press. And I always had an earning for driving a steamboat. I loved the steamboat on the Mississippi River. And one day printing press fired me because I stole some stuff from them. I used to drink, swear, and steal. I was a bad boy when I was young. But when I grew up, I started getting a little better. I started working hard and getting some money, but I never had a lot of money. So my passion for the river, I wanted to get a job as a riverboat ferry pilot. And that pilot, that was the best job I ever had. I was 16 and I was the best pilot on the Mississippi River. I knew every little thing in that river. Never got in an accident my whole career. Then the Civil War broke out and the trading on the Mississippi halted. There was no work. I was fired and I was scared. But I knew I would make it because I never give up. That's when I went with my brother. My brother got a job in Virginia City as an assistant to the governor. And they called me as a newspaper writer, and I would write stories. Well, in Virginia City, I liked writing stories, so I fabricated the truth a little bit. I always liked to lie. So I created a story about a man who massacred his family, killed them all right there in the house, 3 boys and 2 girls, and then I cut my throat from ear to ear, rode a horse through town. But when I printed that story, not too many people liked it. They were eating breakfast and couldn't keep their breakfast down. The facts that I give are really detailed. I was a very smart boy, even though I had an education to 12 years old, but I was very street smart. So there was a man that really didn't like this story, and he challenged me to a duel. And me, Tom Sawyer, or Mr. Clemens, I would never back down from anybody. I accepted the challenge until I found out that he was a sharpshooter. So I caught the midnight stage to California, San Francisco, with the gold rush. And I knew I'd make some money there. I could swindle a lot of people. There was casinos, bars. It was just a beautiful place to live. So I went out there and I made my way to know everybody, dance with all the women. I was looking for a wife at the time. I would have taken two if there was two that wanted. And I finally took a cruise to Hawaii. And when I went to Hawaii, there was some really nice natives there. They were bathing in the ocean. I felt right at home. So when I got back from the Hawaiian trip, I gave a lecture in San Francisco. I sold out the whole house. Everyone came. I even printed out posters saying there was going to be tigers and lions and bears. And they liked me. They didn't care what I lied about. They just wanted to hear what the Hawaiian Islands were like. So I sold out. I made a fortune off it, and I did about 20 lectures after that. Everyone liked it. Everybody except few, some few that don't like people that lie, make fun of people. So then I went on the first cruise across the seas towards England. And I met this man on the boat, and he showed me a picture of his sister, Olivia. She was the most beautiful woman you ever seen in your life. And I fell in love right there. I wanted to marry her. So I proposed to her, and I courted her for 2 years. Those people didn't like me because they were from upstate New York, and they were high society people. They don't like a drunk. They don't like a thief. So I didn't fit in much there. But the brother, the sister, Olivia's brother, stood up for me, and he vouched for me that I was a hopeful kind of guy. Everybody liked me. So his father finally gave in, and I was able to marry Olivia. Well, we had 3 girls at the time, and raised them up. I had one special one, the baby. Her name was Olivia's daughter was
But she was your favorite.
it was Susie. Susie was her name. And she started writing just like her dad. She was the smartest girl I ever seen in my life. And I took to her the most. The other ones didn't take kindly to me because I used to wear a Yale, what do they call those gowns? Yeah. I used to wear a toga everywhere, and they were embarrassed of me because I was so smart. Didn't have an education, but I was smarter than them. I thought they were stupid, sorry, and their husbands were even stupider. So this story I'm telling you almost exactly like me. I was astonished that he had 3 girls. And so soon I was getting to where I needed more money. So I always wanted to be an inventor, so I invented a printing press that was the fastest printing press in the world. It was the fastest, but the sloppiest one, and I didn't perfect it yet. But I was dumping $3,000 a month on this printing press, and I invested $200,000. That's a lot of money back in those days. And soon I was bankrupt because every time those darn people that wanted to buy it would come see it, it would break down, and I couldn't sell it. So I was stuck with this big old fast printing press that only worked occasionally, like John. So So, I shouldn't have said that, didn't I? Showing the water my windows the other day. He's getting back on my list, okay. He even got some strawberries and cleaned some strawberries today. So, I finally moved to upstate New York with my pretty bride, and we built a house that was one of the best houses you had ever seen. And when I built this house, I put a ferry boat cabin at the top of my house. That's why I created these boys. That was the best book I ever wrote. When I was looking out on the river, it wasn't close to the Mississippi, but it was close to the river, and made me think about all my childhood adventures. These boys were rascals. They never slept. They were always going. Always getting in trouble. Always talking. And that's just like all these lives. They're always doing stuff, never sitting down. So, eventually, as soon as I wrote, I forgot to tell you, you know the president of the Civil War? Who was the president? Who was the other guy, the current?
Ulysses S. Grant.
What was his name? Ulysses S. Grant. He was bankrupt. He was dying, and I talked him into writing a journal and put all his papers together, and I created this book. It took me 2 years. The man was dying of throat cancer, but he was hated by everybody, and he was bankrupt. People were talking that he was a bad man, so I built his credibility up. I earned his family $500,000, and that is a lot of money back in those days. And he got his face back, and he died 4 days after I finished the book, which was very sad for me because I took a liking to him. He was a good man. When I went to San Francisco, I saw the Chinese. They were getting tortured by the police. The police would release their dogs, and the dogs would chase these poor Chinese people all through the streets and almost kill them. And these police would just laugh, do nothing, turn their backs on them. So I didn't like prejudice. I took very bad notion to the police that did that. And I still, to this day, do not like when people are prejudiced against each other, no matter what it is. Whether you're white, black, brown, Chinese, whatever it is, everyone's the same. We all have 2 legs, 2 arms, 2 eyes, like Stan was telling me today. They're all good people. Everyone has a good soul. And we have to look at the soul. We don't look at the color. I was best friends with Jim. He was a big black boy. I loved that man. We had some fun, didn't we, Mark? And Tom? Look. Right, remember him, Big Jim? Remember the frog jumping contest we entered in? We were pinching them frogs so they jump a little bit further.
Sure do.
So, I was starting to get in debt because of this printing press thing. So, my Olivia stand by me for whatever I did. I was very rambunctious. She still loved me no matter what I did. I said some bad things, hurt some feelings, but she stood by me all the time. So she came up with a plan with one of my loyal son-in-laws, and they figured out how to get me out of trouble. So they sent me over to England on a boat, and I did tours. I went to Egypt. I went to the Holy Country. Man, when I saw the Holy Country, all I I saw was nails. I said, how many nails did it take to kill this man? They had buckets of nails. I said, I don't believe in this. I was not a very holy man. But I did love my family and friends very much. So after I did the tours, I was in Ethiopia, and I got a telegram in the mail. My little Susie, she was stricken with a bad disease that killed you, meningitis, and I was scared. So I got on the first boat to get home, but it was too late. The next day I got another letter saying that she passed away. And I never, ever forgot that, and it never left my mind. It almost tore my heart. And soon after that, I lost my wife. She was a young lass. She had the life full of life. Never got discouraged, always happy. Always uplifting me. And I never got to have grandkids. Never had any children that gave me any grandkids. So I started adopting kids. Yeah, I had 50, 60 little grandkids. I called them my little angels. And they're always around me, sitting on my lap. Kept me busy. Kept me from drinking a little, but not too much. Kept me from swearing when they were around. I didn't want to keep some bad habits. And it sort of saved me, but I was very lonely. It's almost like being on a riverboat. When you're on a riverboat, it's fun. Right, Mark? Tom? It's fun on a riverboat, ain't it? We did a lot of fishing, didn't we? Caught a lot of catfish, fired them up in the fires. But it's very lonely, huh? When it gets at night and you're looking up and you don't have your wife or a friend that to keep you happy, it gets very lonely. So I was very lonely in my later days, but those little angels that I had kept me at home. And there's similarities to that in life. You could find a good thing when bad things are happening. You know that, right? You always look at the good in people, not the bad. There's a lot of bad out there. You don't look at that because that could take you down with it. You don't want to be caught with bad people that drag you down, do you? You want happy, zealous people, right? Yeah. Makes you happy, makes you funny, makes you feel free, like you own a riverboat. I always loved doing that. Well, I lived to be 75, which was old in those days. Some people died long before me. There were some people I wish died long before me. But I had rheumatism, I had arthritis, all kinds of bad ailments because I used to smoke, drink, do bad things all through the night. So I made bad choices. It wasn't because of anyone else but me. I made the choices and I paid for them later in life. And you guys will have the same choices. And if you make the wrong choices, you might be very sick, might be hobbling around, not being able to do what you want to do in life. So take care of your bodies. Your body is a temple, you know. You should always protect it from evil. So I finally died at 75, but I was the most important man alive. People talked about me for years. My legend lives on. Never died. Mark Twain, Tom Sawyer, they made me. I created them, but they made well of my heart and made me a hero. I was more popular than Lincoln. I was more popular than, what's his name?
That guy.
Same guy? No,
Michael
the
Jackson?
guy that looks like me.
Kentucky Fried
Well, not that one. Susan Goldman.
Creepy Joe?
The guy with the glasses. Theodore Roosevelt. I was more important than him. And he was the president. So, go figure. No matter who tries to pull you down, you can always rise up. And I love you guys more than I love life. Whenever you have problems, come to me. I'll make sure we get out of it. It won't be easy, especially if you make the wrong choices. But you know, my beautiful woman, full of life, will always be there for you. That's why we're here. Learn more about the Lord Jesus Christ and the way He loved His children. Loves you very much. And He'll never let you down. Even if you break the commandments, He won't let you down. You always come back, be repentant, and come back and live your life the way people should live their lives. This world would be a better place. Thank you for letting me share.